This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, October 19th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo.
The front page is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. Their gold IRA strategy can shield your wealth from an economic meltdown and is both tax and penalty free. Call 866-525-4680 for more or text TWT to 65532.
President Biden walked a diplomatic tightrope on a high-stakes trip to Israel. White House correspondent Jeff Murdoch reports the president firmly expressed U.S. support for Israel, but warned the government of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to show restraint in its response to the surprise attack by the Palestinian militant group Hamas. Arriving in Tel Aviv determined to stop the war between Israel and Hamas from spinning into a broader regional conflict, Biden brought a dual message for Middle Eastern leaders. He said the U.S. would protect Israel and cautioned others in the region to stay out of the fight. He also tried to allay fears about the growing humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip. The White House said that Biden will deliver a televised address to the nation Thursday about U.S. support for Israel and Ukraine. A string of incidents in the Middle East has underscored the tinderbox nature of the region in the days since Hamas's initial attack. Dave Sands and Ben Wolfgang report popular opinion in the region was further inflamed by disputed accounts of the hospital explosion this week in Gaza that killed hundreds. U.S. and Israeli intelligence suggest that an errant missile fired by a Palestinian militant group may be to blame. Protests and demonstrations against Israeli, U.S., and European diplomatic sites have been staged in Egypt, Tunisia, Libya, Jordan, and other Muslim-majority countries. Western nations warn their citizens to evacuate from some tense countries and cancel any plans to travel to the region.
The front page is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. When you look at the news today, all you see is a financial landscape that's growing more and more dangerous, especially for your retirement funds. Stubborn inflation, soaring interest rates, and astronomical debt could drain their value. The good news is that there's a strategy that can protect your financial future. It's the Gold IRA from American Hartford Gold. This Gold IRA strategy can shield your wealth from an economic meltdown and is both tax and penalty free. American Hartford Gold has earned a 5-star rating from thousands of reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Mention the Front Page Podcast and they'll give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Call 866-525-4680 or text TWT to 65532. That's 866-525-4680 or text TWT to 65532.
A federal inspector general has opened an investigation into telework policies that has left some government office buildings vacant. Stephen Dinan reports the Inspector General for the General Services Administration confirmed the work in a letter to Iowa Senator Joni Ernst, who says the government has not fully grappled with a host of questions about the vacant buildings. In a statement, the GSA confirmed its interest in telework policies. That includes an ongoing audit of how the agency accounts for telework and remote positions as it manages its vast real estate empire. GSA owns 1,600 buildings and leases space in 6,500 others across the country, comprising more than 360 million square feet of office space. That exceeds all of the commercial office space in cities such as Los Angeles and Chicago. The Washington National Cathedral has added a high-tech reproduction of a 1,150-page hand-lettered Bible to its collection. Religion reporter Mark Kellner reports the St. John's Bible also has more than 160 illustrations and special text treatments emphasizing various scriptures. The cathedral received one of 12 copies of the Bible from an anonymous donor. The book was produced on cotton paper using what its creators say is light-fast ultraviolet ink that dries on the press before another color is applied. And finally, Alex Warrior talks with left-wing political commentator Cenk Uygur, who has joined a growing list of Democratic and liberal challengers to President Biden's re-election run and is challenging the Constitution's requirement that the president be a natural-born citizen. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/frontpage or the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times on your favorite podcast platform. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.